Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre.
As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog. The time is now, more than ever, to embrace the breathtaking, sinister, and shocking tales that have enthralled you, especially with brand new exclusive thrillers from best-selling authors who are guaranteed to keep you gripped.
Right now, one thing that I'm very interested in taking a listen to is The Daughters of Block Island, which is currently #1 on the mystery, thriller, and suspense list. So that is definitely going into my queue. New members can try Audible free for 30 days.
Visit audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500. This episode is supported by FX's Clipped, the scandalous story of the 2014 Clippers owner's racist remarks captured on tape and heard around the world.
The series charts the tape's impact on a dysfunctional basketball organization striving to win against their reputation as the most cursed team in the league.
Starring Lawrence Fishburne, Jackie Weaver, Cleopatra Coleman, and Ed O'Neill. FX's Clipped, streaming June 4th, only on Hulu. Hinge is the dating app designed to be deleted.
Hinge prompts help you show off your full personality and connect with someone who appreciates you.
Specifically, Hinge's LGBTQIA+ prompts are designed to help queer daters better connect based on similarities, interests, and compatibility.
Plus, these prompts were created in collaboration with GLAAD, so they are by the people, for the people. So, like, one prompt is, the first time I knew I was gay was, and it's funny, like, the first time I knew I was gay, Ronnie, is I was reading Nintendo Power magazine, and they had a spread about Castlevania 2, and they had, like, this beefy model guy as, like, the Castlevania guy, and I was like, who is that? And that's when I knew I was gay, and that's what I would put on Hinge.
Oh, God. And let's not forget the classic international mail catalog.
Oh,
wow.
The best. Download Hinge and show off your full self using their LGBTQIA+ prompts today. Then find someone worth deleting the app for.
Well, hello, and welcome to Watch What Crappens, the podcast about all that crap we love to talk about on ye old brovs. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
I'm great. Guys, I look like Hagrid to Ben's Harry today, and that's because we're in a hotel room in Dublin, and I'm sitting up straight, and Ben's relaxed. Ben doesn't have a fucking care in the world.
Here you go. There we go. Now we're more in proportion.
Yeah, thanks.
Sitting
You don't
forward.
have to be, though. You don't have to be. It's all you.
I just want people who are watching with Crappens on Demand, available on patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens, to see what we look like when we're sitting in proportion. But now I'm going to sit back now and relax, which means I'll look a lot smaller. But I'm not doing it to look smaller. I'm doing it because I have weak lower back muscles and I have to recline at all times.
Okay, so welcome to the show, everybody. Today we're in Dublin, gorgeous Dublin.
Yeah.
We did a lot today, guys. We went on a tour. We're on a European tour, so hi. Thanks to everybody who came in Dublin. You guys were amazing. Love you.
Wow.
You're crazy and fun with accents. Fucking loved it. Had a great time. And then we're going to Birmingham. That's going to be our last one. But in the meantime, we're with a bunch of friends and we are sightseeing and doing stuff like that. So that's what we've been doing here. And let me tell you, getting in this Bravo, just like we're at a gorgeous relic of a church with people crying surrounded by graves. We're gotta go get some Marge voice in.
We're looking at the most beautiful landscape. It's the most beautiful, magical, wonderful day. This 8-hour tour through rural Ireland, looking at the beach, looking at Bono's home, all these beautiful things. We come back to Dublin. Our friends are like, now we're going to have a farewell dinner because some of them are going off. And we're like, yeah, see, we got to talk about Real Housewives.
We're working. This is more important than Bono's house, okay?
We got to talk about Margaret and Teresa and Jennifer and Danielle, etc.
Yeah, and I'd rather, frankly, honestly, every tour here is about what Bono fucking wants, okay? It's like, there's Bono's house. There's Bono's bar. There's the car shop of a person who really likes going past Bono's house. I'm like, can we relate something to anything? Here's a pancake. I heard Bono ate it once. He really liked it. But we don't treat...
Here's a box tea that Bono liked. But to be fair, it wasn't all about Bono. We did drive by Enya's castle
And this is a
She
true
knows
story.
Bono. Did you know that? She writes real relaxing music, and let me tell you one thing about Enya. She's not going to let anyone sing her songs without getting some money. She started that, you know. If anyone uses her songs in TV or movie, they're going to pay her, and she started it, and that's why she makes money.
Enya started money, by the way. There was no money. There was no currency before Enya, but she started it.
People used to go sail away for free until Enya came along. She invented sailing tickets.
It used to be called Caribbean Yellow, and then it became Caribbean Blue after Enya. It's amazing.
Yeah, really good tour. The tour guide is a total ham. Our first tour fell through because our friend was like, I'm going to call this tour and see if they can come pick us up at our own hotel at a different time. And they were like, okay, we'll do that. We'll see you in the morning, lass. They did not. They
went up.
They picked another name with 2 syllables of a hotel and went to there at the wrong time, an hour before they.
No, it wasn't. We weren't even changing the time. We were doing the same time. We said, hey, instead of going to that hotel to pick us up, can you come to this hotel to pick us up? They're like, no problem. And then they just went off into the.
And then they didn't.
They didn't. So we wound up going to Enya's house instead of the
So we got a private tour. We got this other guy that the concierge was like, he talks a lot, but you know, try him. So he never shut up. Okay, he was so nice, by the way, Brian. Hi, Brian.
I loved him.
And he was like, here's what you need to take a picture of: me standing in front of this castle, and then he'd stand in front of it and pose. So he's in all of the pictures. He's such a fucking ham. He's like us.
But then he would also give us directions. He's like, okay, one of you stand here. All right. And now pan to the right. Okay, pan to the right. And done.
He was directing us. He'd go, all right, take out your phones. I want you to get it from here. And then go all the way to the right. Get it to there. That's it. That's all you're going to do. One of you do it and send it to the other ones. Let's get out of here, Steven Spielberg.
This guy was such a ham. I've never seen someone do this. This guy was such a ham. There was someone randomly paragliding over like the Irish countryside, like up in the sky, and he started flapping his arms. He's like, hold on, come on down here. The paraglider changed directions and came down and landed right next to us. I've never seen someone summon a paraglider.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He also summoned ducks, I'd like to add, too.
He did, and a horse.
He had magical powers.
He did.
The only thing he couldn't summon was Bono and Enya.
And then, you know, my parents, I come from a very, like, sporadically white half. Like, my dad's side is Lebanese. My mom's side, we don't know. Their last name is Mullins. We don't really know. I always say Irish, but no one really knows. But one of our friends was like, Ronnie's Irish, which of course now he can't let go, you know? So he's like, oh, this man with Celtic blood, here's what it means. And, you know, I'll doze off. You can't talk to me for more than 20 minutes. I'm wandering around, staring at a tree. He's like, get back here, young man. This is your blood. This is your blood we're talking about. I was going to kill this girl for telling this guy that. And so I got it all day, and I had left feeling so guilty because he's like, man, now you're leaving your ancestors' graveyard. Where's the pride? And I was just thinking, I don't know. I could probably be English. I could have been the one to fuck you over in the first place and just been here undercover. I don't even know who I am. I left the day just with identity crisis.
Yeah. It was
it's rough.
It was hilarious seeing you get thrown into every example. It's like, where's the man? Okay, where's the man who's got Irish ancestry? Ronnie, okay, come here, hug this monument. If your fingers can touch, you've got good luck. Dua Lipa's bodyguard did it last week. It was amazing.
I walked off. I was like, but then when I walked off, he'd be like, get back here. This is your blood talking. So anyway, that's what we've been doing. But guess what? The Real Housewives of New Jersey have been doing. Getting mad at each other for hanging out with people. That's what this season's about. How could you talk to her? How could you talk? I'm disgusted with you. I'm disgusted with you right now for talking to her.
This one over here went and talked to her. Can you believe it? Went to her butt. This one right over here. You know, Ronnie, you know what's crazy? On my laptop, my doc disappeared. How do I get my doc back? It disappeared. I can't get to my notes anymore.
I think you flicked up. It looks like you're...
What did I do wrong?
Oh, my gosh, Dad.
Oh, my God. Jackie. What did Jackie do?
You flicked it up. Remember I taught you your settings to flick things up?
I don't even... Jackie...
If you flick... It is like my dad. I taught my dad the setting on how if you flick your mouse, your magic pad up, all the programs will disappear so you can see your desktop, and then you flick it back down and they all come down. I think.
All right. Well, I'm going to work on this in the meantime because...
That is it. It's back up. What are you Googling?
I'm looking for my doc.
But didn't we just figure it out?
There's no doc on my screen right now, Jackie.
Oh my God. Here's what
are you doing?
Control tab. What was your doc open under? Was it open under?
No, the doc is just always there. Yes, text edit. Go to text edit.
There it is.
Fine.
You press Control Command Tab. That'll show you
I
all
know,
your
but
open
that's-
applications, and then you
I know
pick your tab.
that. Okay. Well, I'm going to work on this in the meantime while we discuss this very important scene.
All right. So Teresa, Louie, and Adriana are driving the car with suitcases and trunk because Adriana's going to college. Was Gabriella or Adriana? Wait, I don't care.
Gabriella's going off to college.
Gabriella's going to college.
But it's not. But they're very clear to say tomorrow is move-in day, which means that this episode is not dedicated to Gabriella going to school. This episode is dedicated to Antonia going to school instead.
Here's why I don't know, because I don't care. Okay. I still don't care. I don't care any more than I did last week or the week before whose kids are going to school. I don't care. So then we go over to someone else's house, and Dolores is with her daughter, and the kid's like, I called Frank, and I was like, hey, when did you let the dogs out earlier? And Dolores is like, can you start referring to us as mom and dad, please? That would be nice.
It's a little late for Dolores to be asking for this, by the way. Hey, Gabby, now that you've graduated from veterinarian school and are turning 36, could you call us mom and dad?
Yeah.
We've been waiting your whole life for this moment.
So she tries it. She's like, I called dad. Oh, that's disgusting. I just can't do it. So then we go to the Gorgas home, and Melissa's doing that thing where she's pretending to teach her kid how to do laundry. And Antonia's like, what's fabric softener? And I'm like, that's cute on any other show. But I feel like on this show, I believe that nobody knows what fabric
No one knows.
softener.
Like, I'm like, could someone double check Melissa Gorga when she says, let's get its own separate compartment? I'm like, can you just double check? And can you double check that what's in there is actually fabric softener, not anything that Joe Gorga left behind?
Ew, yeah, no kidding. It's like lube.
He would literally fuck the fabric softener section of a washing machine.
If I don't, I'm going to be full of poison, right? Huh?
There he is. There he is.
You know, your mom calls this a washing machine. I call this a poison receptacle. Am I right? Joe. No wonder my sweaters keep getting bigger. Okay, so then the Aiden house, Olivia's like, Mother. It's like violinists in the back.
Yeah.
Playing for this very classy family. Olivia's like, Mother, when is Biscuit's birthday party?
Saturday. We'll do it Saturday, baby. Something. Hey, wait a second. Something smells, Olivia. What is it? What smells, Olivia?
It's because we found like an old cabbage, Mother, or broccoli, I think in the fridge. And then we just left it out all night and put it right on top of the trash can.
Oh, God, an old cabbage. It stinks, baby. It stinks.
It really does, Mother. It smells so bad. P.S. I'm an eagle. So then Margaret and Joe get to a restaurant. They're on their motorcycle. And they get to a restaurant called the Filling Station. Don't tell Gorga you're going there. God knows what he'll do. He'll be like, yeah, it's about time. Listen, I just did a load.
Yeah, so they get out, and Margaret's like, okay, you know what? Like, Joe and I go on the motorcycle quite a bit, but the weather has to be ideal, okay? Like, it has to be basically 75 degrees. Joe has to be wearing his seafoam shirt, and Teresa's got to be an idiot. So, really, it actually can happen all the time now that I think about it.
I mean, really, he's a great rider. What I do is I get on the back and I hold on to his terrible fashion. And eventually we get somewhere. It's very intimate. I just stand behind him and I go, pull the gas harder. Also change your shirt. Seriously, why are we even going out with you dressed like this, Joe?
So they order cheeseburgers and stuff like that. And Margaret's like, you know what? I just feel like everybody's losing their marbles, okay? Jen's like, okay, I don't talk bad about Louis. I mean, you just told me you're afraid of the guy and you can't even stand the guy. And then when you fucked James Gandolfini, you had a vision of this man, and then all of a sudden when you met him in real life, it came true, and you thought, oh my God, this is the end of the world. Literally, it's a vision, it's an omen. And now all of a sudden you're friends with him. Like, don't be one way when no one else is around, and then be a different way because you're chicken shit and weak sauce.
Oh, guess what? Guess what? This is unbelievable. This is absolutely disgusting. I'm beside my... Is this an onion ring? I cannot wait to eat 30 of these. All right, that's delicious. Get it out of my face, stupid. Get it out. Anyway, Jackie has a book, which is absolutely insane. Guess who loves books? Me. Guess who's told her, have a book? Me. I told her. Guess who got the book? Jennifer Fessler. Does Jennifer Fessler read? Jennifer Fessler doesn't. Melissa Gorga? Gorga doesn't even know what a book is. Melissa Gorga couldn't even book anything when she was trying to model. Okay.
She literally put her book in the fabric softener section of a washing machine. That's not even where books go. You can't even fit a book in there. What are you trying to do? And she said, I don't even know. Jackie gave me this thing. I don't even know what it's even called. How do you even open this thing? I said, you don't even know how to open a book? Are you that thick, Melissa Gorga?
She doesn't even read. Okay, and you know, Jan died, which is really no one's fault. Okay, except blood pressure. But you know what? I'm mad at blood pressure too. You know what? Fuck them, actually. But nobody's even called me about Jen. Like, has she called me? No, she hasn't. You know, probably after writing a book. Like, listen here, Anne Rice. I could use a call. That's all I'm saying.
You know what, Jackie? All right, you know what? She came to Jan's funeral. She came to the Shiva. That was great. You know, she sent a platter of meats. That was very nice. She called like once a week, and then she called. You know, she sent me several cards. She did my grocery shop. She did my dry cleaning. You know what? She pressed play on my podcast. You know, she sent me, I don't know, she bought me a new car. She bought me new dresses. She told everyone in Tenafly, when you see Margaret come down the sidewalk, don't look her in the eye. She's grieving. She told this. But what has she really done for me? I mean, really.
Yeah, hate her. Margaret is losing her grasp on everybody around her, and she's freaking the fuck out. Be subtle about it, okay? You can't just...
Yeah.
You're basically, right now, you're like Cruella de Vil just screaming, get me those puppies! Like, you have to chill out. You know what I mean? Be subtle. She's like, I cannot believe I'm losing control of everybody around me. This is insane. How is this happening?
Yeah, Margaret's having a real rough edit. Like, she is looking really bad this season.
A rough edit.
You know,
I mean, she's doing the things. It's not like an edit.
No, I know.
It's not like CGI where they're putting
she's
it
doing
in
the things, but it's like,
although it could be. I mean,
she's definitely looking. They've really done a good job of making Margaret look like the one who is like can't move forward and is super angry. When it was like Teresa and Louis who did the ridiculous things like calling a private investigator and calling these people at work, but Margaret's the one that they're making look like the lunatic here.
but to be fair, Margaret was spying on people too.
Like
That was her thing. She was talking
Like
to
Laura.
she was calling the ex-wife. She was calling Louis' ex-wife and getting all that information. Do you remember the bride who ran across the country? I mean, they're all doing it on each other, and that's what's kind of funny is that they're all exposed now, and that's what their fights are all about. It's like, who hired a detective? Well, my detective wasn't a detective; it was an ex-wife. It's totally different. Your detective has been in Goodfellas. That's a way worse detective than my detective. Okay. So anyway, we talk a little bit about Jan dying, which is sad, you know. I guess I don't know Jan, but it's sad for her. And sad. Death in general is sad, you know. Pulmonary embolism, whatever it is, it's very. No one wants it. Okay, as long as it's not caused by peanut M&Ms, is it? Is it? Because then it becomes personal. Then I'm like, you know, that someone on TV, it really doesn't affect me. What do you mean peanut M&Ms killed? What do you mean?
So she's clearly grieving. She's going through it. So she's having a hard time. And Joe's really sweet. He's like, Margie, I feel bad. This is the one thing I can't fix for you. He's like,
one thing, really? I have a list.
Have you seen our pipes? Okay. Have you seen our ovens? We did our whole kitchen and we still have to go to Jody number 1 and Jody number 2 just to heat up some macaroni and cheese.
You know who I thought was crying over Jan for me? The toilet, because it's still bubbling after every single time I flush it. Fix the toilet, Joe. Okay. You at least do that.
So now we go over to Rachel Fuda. She's walking over to a coffee shop called Honey Day, and she grabs a table for 2. She goes, I never heard from Jen since we left the shore. So I called her to sit her down to talk. Now, Jen, she means Jen Fessler, by the way. We got 2 Jens going on here. So.
I'm so hurt by Jen Fessler. Like, I can't. Like, that is one of my best friends of all time. Jen Fessler. The Fudas.
I know. Honestly,
the Fudas are giving me too much right now. Calm down over there. You've known Jen Fessler 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah. So Jen Fessler is like, so she's like, I've really been able to talk, been able to like, to turn to Marge, like my therapist for the week. And we see a flashback of her like speaking, Rachel Fuda speaking on the phone to Margaret, and she's like, I'm just so disappointed in like the lack of loyalty. Like I feel like Jen's cozy up to Teresa because she's scared.
It's loyalty. Every single scene is loyalty. It's like every single scene. So Marge is like, who operates that way? But she's a grown woman. It's nonsense. And she's like, I just want to figure out, where do we go from here? Where do you go when the loyalty has gone? I can't even count on her.
So Jen Fester walks in. Hello, I'm here, Jen Fester. And Rachel's like, how are you? So they sit down and they like have like sort of like awkward, like, good to see you, good to see you, like it's the calm before the faux storm, it's like, well, I got you some honey bites or whatever. They were honey toast bites, as if either of them are gonna eat them. So
But Fessler's like, I'll share with you today. And so she's like, oh my God, who are you today? You'll share with me? She's like, well, I'm trying to make you like me again before I stab you in the back horribly. All right? What do you have to say, young one?
I am going to cry the whole time that we're sitting here because you're such a good friend to me. And what has happened, it makes me wonder how good our friendship is right now. I'm going to cry.
Rachel, a sigh. This is me sighing. Literal sigh. Rachel, what is wrong with you? So Fessler's like, I'm too old for this,
But also, like, Fessler, you are too old for this. Like, why has Rachel Fuda become, like, one of your best friends of all time?
Because they were newbies on the show together.
I know.
And that's it. And now
But, like,
Fessler has a chance to move up. Fessler's at the crossroads. This way is more TV time with Teresa. That way is more TV time with Rachel Fuda.
Yeah. There's an obvious path.
Sorry.
There is an obvious path, but it's also like being best friends with, like, I don't know, if you're like over 45, I think it's very hard to be best friends with someone who's 32. I'm sorry. It's just, there are just things that you are like in your life that you've experienced that I think it's just, I don't feel like I could be best friends with a 32-year-old. I feel like I could be friends with a 32-year-old and I can enjoy a 32-year-old quite a bit. And we can have like the best time. But I just feel like it's weird to be like, oh my God, someone who's 32 is going to be like my person.
Yeah, I could. I mean, I've always had friends who are like vastly varying in ages from me. It's not that. It's just the whole like fame. Like, I would rather be with someone that I'm going to be on camera with. Sorry. And also, the Fudas are too dramatic. Like, they're too into everything. They've got too much going on with, like, the ex-wife in the prison, and then the other Fuda getting himself an IMDb, and, like, it's, lipo, and then all that stuff going on. I mean, Tiles, do you want to sit around listening to Tile all day? No. I want to sit around and listen to jail stories. Teresa was where what's her buns, Martha Stewart went to prison and learned how to make ponchos. Would you rather hear about that or grout colors of the season? Okay,
right.
I choose Martha's poncho. That's it.
Yeah, poncho over grout.
Yeah.
So Fessler's, saying, well, first of all, when Teresa and I sat down, first of all, it wasn't about Rachel and John. At that point, it was about me. Like, how can we get me on this TV show? How can I be a full-time cast member? And so when John's name came up, I began to do what any good friend does. I advocated for you. I said, John Fuda, that's someone I know. What do you think, Teresa? And she said, I hate him. I said, I hate him too. And I advocated for her to continue hating John Fuda.
I love her advocating. So, Teresa, when you were saying John Fuda was the biggest drug dealer in Paramus, yeah, did you mean now, or did you mean previously the biggest drug dealer in Paramus? Saying, right now, I'm like Kiko B. Mayer. He's the sweetest man in the world. What is he, the pole? John Fuda, what a guy.
Yeah.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
The CDC estimates that approximately 96 million American adults, more than 1 in 3, have prediabetes. Of those with prediabetes, more than 80% don't even know they have it.
Why does this matter? If you have prediabetes, sugar begins to build up in the bloodstream rather than fuel the cells. This is when insulin resistance occurs, which is believed to be the #1 cause of prediabetes.
A healthy weight allows insulin to work more efficiently and can help to keep blood sugars within a normal range.
Signos can help you short-circuit the cycle by using data directly from your body to design a weight loss plan that's unique to your lifestyle.
With Signos, you can literally see which foods cause your blood sugar to spike above reasonable levels and get real-time alerts to do a bit of exercise to bring them back down.
On average, people make about 227 food choices a day.
Learn the difference between stress eating and physical hunger.
Better manage your energy throughout the day and sleep better at night.
Listen, I've got some health stuff going on here. I've been on my weight loss journey for about a year now, and I need to track this stuff, so it's great to have something so simple to use.
Signos removes the guesswork of weight loss and provides you with the tools and knowledge needed to develop healthier habits. It combines your glucose data from the CGM or a continuous glucose monitor with an AI-driven app to deliver real-time glucose insights for
optimal health and weight management.
Right now, Signos has an offer exclusively for our listeners. Go to Signos.com, that's SIGNOS.com, and get up to 20% off select plans by using code CRAPPINS today.
That's Signos.com and use code CRAPPINS to get up to 20% off select plans for you today.
The weather's getting warmer. Time to ditch jackets and sweaters for shorts and tees.
I used to waste my money on clothes that would only last for one season until I found Quince. Now I've got high quality pieces that never go out of style that I'll be wearing year after year.
Quince has all the seasonal must-haves like 100% European linen shirts, performance polos, and versatile flow-knit activewear.
And the best part, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands.
By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings onto us. I have this great goldenrod overshirt that I got from Quince, and I just wore it last week to a Bruce Springsteen concert, and I looked quite chic.
Upgrade your wardrobe. Go to quince.com/crappins for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
That's QUINCE.com/crappins to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/crappins.
So she's like, I mean, I don't know, but I thought that was a victory. She's like, you know what? Something that you see as a victory, to me and John, it's bullshit, okay? Because there's a level of disappointment from me and John that you're always justifying what she says.
And so Fester's like, I did the best I could. I can't go into situations like Margaret does. I have to go into situations like me, Jen Fessler, agent to Tony Soprano does. She's like, I just need to hear people. It's who I am. It's like, and I get that. But moving forward, I think it's best for you to remove yourself. Oh no, Rachel's sorry. She's like, okay, I agree. She's like, I really just I feel like this is something that John and Louis need to talk about, and that's where this needs to go. She's like, so your point is just don't talk to Teresa.
Mm-hmm. He goes, yeah, that's it. Okay, but your level of upset with me, I just don't understand it. Like, why are you so upset about this? She's like, listen, in that moment, I was just so sad because I feel like, I'm like mourning the loss of what our friendship used to be, which is like a stranger older woman who hangs out with me a lot.
She's like, why? Well, because like I knew you for 5 minutes and now I've known you for 6 minutes. It's just like hard, She's like, I don't really get it, but I love you. I love you very much. And my kids love you too. And my kids don't love nobody. They're very, very smart kids.
And my family took you in as well, I'd like to point out. My crazy two Raggedy Ann aunts were both like, who's that lady with the ski slope as a nose? And I said, that's my dear friend, Rachel Fessler. I mean, Rachel Fuda. Look, I already brought you into the family.
You see? You are family.
You are You are family.
So they start talking about the Biscuit party. Biscuit's birthday party. Are you going to Biscuit's birthday party? Love this show. Now's the real test of friendship. Who's going to Biscuit's birthday party?
Rachel claims she doesn't care who I'm friends with, but Rachel does care who I'm friends with. Aha!
She's literally sitting here crying because you're friends with people. I don't think she's trying to say she doesn't care. So Fester's like, well, I'm thrilled to pieces that she's not attending Biscuit's birthday party. So she's like, I love you. They're like, I love you, but they do not love each other. And their big thing is Rachel being like, oh my God, you know how I like to have my makeup perfect and you're touching my makeup? I don't like that you're touching it. Oh, she's like, I'm gonna touch it. Get over here and give me a hug, you mediocre young person.
So now we're over to the Aiden's house, and they're getting ready for Biscuit's birthday. And so Jen's in the kitchen, and Biscuit is now wearing a red tutu, because that's like, why not? And she's like, hey, Biscuit, are you ready for your party today? I don't know why I'm making food nothing girls ever eat. Biscuit, isn't that right?
I hope not, because you named your dog Biscuit.
I know. It's pretty dangerous when you telegraph something like that.
So she's like, every single one of my kids begged for a dog, baby, but I never gave it, except for Olivia. I just had to. She just had the saddest little cry. She just kept saying, Biscuit, Biscuit. So I kept giving her biscuit after biscuit till I was out of biscuits. I said, Olivia, I don't have any more biscuits. So finally I bought her a dog. We named it Biscuit. It's the most romantic dog story I've ever heard in my life.
I know. So now Dolores arrives first, and she's brought her dog, Lady, which is the most. It's like Dolores. I was like, gosh, the way that Dolores names her animals, like between dog, lady. What was the other one?
This is
Boo.
hilarious. Well, now she goes.
Now we find out the rest of the whole menagerie.
She gives all of them. These are fucked up names, okay? I mean, look, I'm sure Dolores is very caring. We haven't really seen evidence of that ever. I mean, we know that she'll kick your ass if she rode with someone and you're mean to that person. But as far as caring, we've never really seen it. This is evidence that she just literally does not care. She's like, let's get something very loving and just name it a noun's name. Water bottle.
It's her dogs are Mad Libs, basically.
Yes. All right, here they are. Go ahead, Ben.
Okay, well, there's dog,
All right, there's Angel,
there's chicken,
Bagel,
potato,
Brick,
shoe,
Sheet,
wall,
Cord,
grass,
Light,
car,
Popcorn,
wheel,
Ceiling,
skateboard,
Key,
cloud,
Card,
leaf,
Hotel,
computer,
Curtain,
meatloaf,
Building,
turkey loaf.
Boner. I'm so sorry. That was awkward. Just naming things that are around us. But bagel and potato, were those real?
Like half of these, honestly, half of these animal names were named after whatever she was eating in that moment. Angel food cake, chicken, bagel, potato, banana, Luna bar, Cinderella. I don't get that. Harley, she was thinking about the motorcycle in her living room. Lady fingers.
And then we've got Lady.
Yeah, lady.
So then we go inside the house, and Olivia's like, "Oh my goodness, I just love these little bitch ones." And they're bone-shaped biscuits for biscuit that say bitch. And she's like, "Yes, mother, bitch apparently means lady dog, and Biscuit's a lady dog. She's now a lady because she's 1 year old. She's a bitch. Biscuit is my bitch."
Bitch, lady dog. Biscuit's my bitch. So Dolores comes in. She's like, hello, I brought lady, but I didn't bring dog. So I have half of a bitch here, if you know what I'm saying.
You're just lucky I didn't bring potato. All right, that's a real fucking party ruiner, that one.
I almost brought Schmear, but Schmear always likes to hang out with Bagel.
Gluten-free is the real party killer. All right. I just need to take a break and complain about something in Europe.
I was about to talk about this.
Okay, they do this thing with water bottles where when you unscrew it, they have something that keeps the lid to the thing. I don't know if there's a huge problem with bottle lid littering where people just take their tops off and throw them on the ground. They might.
That's probably the exact answer.
But it's very difficult to drink this because look, I'm hitting my nose.
We'll go like this. You know what? You can do this.
But then you're hitting the
Sorry, for those actually listening to this podcast, I just rotated the bottle so that way the cap went to the side.
It's still hitting the side of your
annoying.
face. I don't want it to touch the side of my
Well,
face.
we were like two dumb Americans. The first time we noticed it, we're like, wow, this cap really is getting stuck. We're like yanking it and pulling it off.
And then the police pulled over and there's like, we don't have guns here, so we can't shoot you. But we'll tell you this, if you ever mess with that top again, you will never, ever work in this town again. Do you understand me?
Just Heather Dubrow.
Yeah.
If you ever
come for me or my bottle tops again.
It will cost you a lot. And I don't mean just money. So, the dogs are marching in, etc. And so...
Sorry, I have gross burps, by the way. You've been feeding me.
Burps.
I'm
I'm not
burping
smelling
over
any
there.
of them.
Okay, good. I'm burping them over there. There's been a lot of bottle. We've been eating a lot of bottle tops. Okay, so anyway, people start coming. Oh, sorry, that was gross. TMI. Sorry, audience. So the audience is coming in. The dogs are coming in, and there is a rainbow balloon arch, which I thought was cute. It's like maybe a gay party. I don't know if Biscuit's gay.
Dog pride. Gay dog pride party.
Yeah, and to all of you who go, rainbows aren't just for gay people. You guys stole the rainbow. That's right. And if you want it, you're going to have to fucking steal it back. And until you do, it's ours. So back the fuck off.
Yeah. So, so all the dogs arrive. They all arrive on leashes except for Teresa's, of course. Teresa's Bella comes in. But I'll give it a pass because Bella is basically the size of a thumb. But I was like, of course Teresa doesn't have her dog on a leash.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. But they're also, in the backyard as friends. I feel like you're allowed.
Everyone, even Gia shows up. Bill opens the door, like, hello there, young lady. What can I do for you? She's like, hi, Bill. How are you?
Hi, Bill. Yeah, she does do that. She's like,
Hi.
oh,
She does.
hi.
Gia flaps her hand forward a lot. She's sort of like she's
It's her
like
adult thing.
yeah, she's kind of like the top of like a French press or something. Not a French press. It's like, what are those things like, when the like the top of like a.
She's
like
always
a-
putting
like
her
a
nails in the
train-
dryer.
Yeah, like what do you call those things where like the steam comes out and the top goes up like this, but then when the steam stops, the top goes back down again?
A steam kettle.
Sure. It's like on a train. She's like, hi.
Yeah, Gia's a friend of, I guess, this season, which is a little weird. I don't need that. And you know what? I'm not a Gia hater or whatever. I don't need your children talking with the other adults. That's reserved for gay boys. You know what I mean? When I was growing up, I did that. I sat with all my mom's country club ladies after tennis practice, and I'd be like, let's talk shit about Bonnie. That's a real bitch right there. Right, ladies? Am I right? Hey, guys, I saw Bonnie drinking a little one too many little squeezes out of the Franzia box there. Anybody else see that? They're like, Bonnie, you were so bad. Bonnie's an alcoholic. And we ruined Bonnie's fucking life, you know? Gay kids can do it, not Gia's, okay? This is like the rainbow. I feel like this whole episode is trying to steal my life.
I know.
Back off.
You know what's trying to steal my life also? The fact that it is so freaking sunny outside. It is literally 8:20 p.m. here. Everyone gives like Sweden all the credit for having sunny nights. It is 8:20 and it literally looks like it's 2:30 p.m.
What
outside
time
the
is it
window.
supposed to get dark? Isn't it summer, so it stays dark forever? I mean, stays light forever, right?
It's like crazy. I feel like Dublin does not get enough credit for being like a light in the summer city. That's a light in the summer city.
Well, it's a bunch of people who probably hate it. I'm surprised because these people drink from morning till night.
They really do.
They really do.
They really
Proudly.
do. I'll tell you one
Love
thing.
it.
This isn't a sad town. We learned that in Ireland, if your town does not have a pub, it's called a sad town.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. There's some of the facts that we learned were a little dubious.
Here's what else I learned. Guinness runs everything.
Yeah.
If you don't like Guinness, I mean, I dare somebody to drink a Bud Light in this town. You're going to get your ass jumped in the alley. I'll
really
tell you
will.
that. They have statues. It's like, here's a beautiful statue garden. Let's look at it. Here's a beautiful statue of Ganesh. Really, Ganesh, okay? And then there's like a little mouse standing next to Ganesh holding a Guinness. What the fuck is that?
Well, technically, it wasn't a Guinness because if you look closely, it says genius.
It was a Guinness, though.
It was genius.
It was a Guinness. I mean, this whole town, literally everywhere you go is Guinness. It's like, here's a church, and there's the Mother Mary standing there. She's given us so much. Holding a Guinness, there she is. And here's the baby Jesus nativity scene, and the three wise men bringing him a gift of Guinness, as we all remember from the Bible. God, there's Guinness everywhere.
Guinness really runs this burg. So Bill, meanwhile, runs his burg. It's like, oh, Gia, hi there. Are you engaged yet? Tell me everything, girlfriend. What's he like? What's he like in bed? Is he long and hard? Want to hear all the deeds? Gia.
Hurry and move on to marriage so you can get the butt stuff. Am I right? Just kidding, JK, LOL. Not kidding, BRB.
If things go sour in your relationship, let him know he can always come to my back house.
And Gia's like, oh, you're like, he's not here yet, but he's basically glued in. He works for Louis. Yeah, basically he works for Louis. Get your boyfriend out of Louis's office before he's indicted.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Seriously.
So how much do you actually love this person, okay? You need to marry somebody who can stand on their own without having to work for Louis.
Yeah. We see what's happening to Orange County Louis already, which
Yes.
by that is Ryan.
Yes.
Ryan of Jen Pedranti. Like, it's only a matter of time. So now we're back in the kitchen. We are meeting yet another new friend. We're getting a lot of friend ups because we have Tiffany. There was another girl last week. Maybe this girl was from the girl from last week too. But Lena. So everyone's talking to Lena and everything. And now everyone goes out to the pool house to gather around and sit around the table and talk, etc., etc. So Jennifer Aiden's like, all right, I mean, should we start a little doggy fashion show, baby? Okay, well, everyone, it was Olivia's idea to wear a doggy costume. I mean, Olivia's not wearing a doggy costume, but the dog's gonna wear a doggy costume. Biscuit in a doggy costume, baby. Okay, so she literally said to me, I want to have a doggy costume contest, and Biscuit's going to win. I mean, it was funny enough when Jennifer Aiden put the fix in on the teacup. reading last year. But now Olivia's like,
All right, if mommy can fix the teacups, I'm gonna fix the doggy fashion show, baby.
And little Olivia's like, for my birthday, I want Biscuit to win a fashion award, mommy.
that's all I wanted.
Anything for you, Biscuit. So they do. They have a doggy show, and people's dog have to come dressed as something, and guess who wins? Fucking Biscuit.
My favorite actually was Lady, because Lady was in some like Little Red Riding Hood costume. It was one of those costumes where it's like around the dog's neck, but there's like feet and everything. So if you look at it straight on, it looks like a little person.
Like holding a...
So Lady was like a dog with like a Little Red Riding, like a hood on her head and little legs. And I just was like, I was laughing not because of the costume, but because at some point Dolores was in a store and said, "Oh, that's funny. I want to put that on Lady."
That's funny. Also, I like the Chucky one. They didn't use it in this, but the funniest one of those costumes is where the dog is wearing an outfit that it makes it look like Chucky running with a knife. That's my favorite one. So they're like, okay, ladies, Biscuit wins. Shocker. And Olivia said, I'd like to thank my agent, baby. I'd like to thank Biscuits. The real ones, though, not the dog Biscuit. The Biscuits who Biscuit was named after. So she gives a speech, and then they're like, let's all take a group picture. Everybody say bacon. And Dolores is like, oh, God, bacon is here? Who brought bacon? I thought I left bacon at home.
So now they all like settle in and everything.
We get down to what we're really here for. This was all a ruse, a Biscuit ruse. We're really here to talk shit about Margaret.
Yeah, well, actually, before we get into Margaret, we really
Margaret, I guess.
What we really want to talk about is Danielle. So Jennifer Aiden is sort of anti-Danielle right now. My theory is that Jennifer set up Danielle to do the dirty work, to out Melissa's secret, and then when it comes to be that like Melissa already knew about it or whatever, and Jennifer looks stupid, since Jennifer's looking stupid in that, she's going to create some distance from Danielle to... You know what? My theory is half-baked. I'll come back to it next week.
Well, also, Danielle is super tacky. So Danielle, like, we already all knew this because we watched the show. And it's Jersey, so everybody's tacky to a degree. But she's super tacky, like not paying makeup artists and shit tacky. And so I think everyone's like, oh, yeah, she's gross, Because, listen, there's a lot of people you can piss off on these shows. The other Housewives, you can even come for Teresa if you want. Don't come after the hair and makeup people, okay?
Yeah.
Priscilla will ruin your life.
Yeah, so now it's time for Lena. So Jennifer Aiden's like, hey everyone, you all know Lena, right? Okay, and guess what? Lena knows Danielle, who's in the Dominican right now, baby. Hey Lena, tell us a story, won't ya?
Hey Lena. Hey Lena, just very steadily, tell us something on your mind. We don't care what it is. What's your favorite kind of bread? Pita? Good. Who else is a pita? Pita stands for pain in the ass. Go ahead, Danielle. How come?
So Lena's like, you know what? I don't know Danielle on a personal level. I just, we had an incident that happened at the party, remember? ...
It could be. And Jackie's like, I don't. Who is this person? Why is the hair and makeup lady speaking? Who let Priscilla's number 2 come out here?
You know what? So Lena's like, you know what? It could have been nothing. But I'm going to still put it out on a national platform.
I'm going to put it out there. You know what? I'm going to do it with the sharpest nails you've ever seen. All right? So now she asked me to touch up her hair or whatever. So one day I opened up my salon for her. Like, no problem, am I right? No problem. And she had that event, like she was doing a housewife event. Does everybody remember the housewife event?
Yeah.
Does everybody remember it? Does everybody remember?
I know it, baby.
Does everybody?
I remember it well, baby.
It was huge.
Yes, I remember. I was going to bring bagel.
We see a flyer to the event pop up on the screen. It's like, Housewives for charity. And Jen's like, yeah, in February, Danielle asked Teresa, Dolores, Bagel, and us if we could do a charity event for all 4 of us. We all said yes, but Bagel's a real bitch and said no. But the rest of us said, we'll be there for you. We posted for her on Instagram. I really went the extra mile.
And you know what? Because she asked me to go, I bought tickets, and you guys all came in, and I'm just me. a regular old hairdresser who opened up her salon after hours for this woman, and I just decided I would support this event, whatever it was. So I come in, and the waitress comes over to me and says, "Oh yeah, you don't have a pink wristband. You have to go." And I was like, "I'm not going. I'm Lena." And she was like, "Well, it goes back to Danielle." So she goes back to Danielle and asks Danielle, "What's the deal with the beautiful lady with without the pink wristbands?"
And so this is for the VIP section, right? She didn't
Yeah.
have the right wristband to be in VIP. So Lena's like, and then you know what? Danielle goes basically, no, I don't know exactly what she said, but I'm just watching like the, like the flapping. So the waitress comes over and says, "I'm sorry, you still have to go." And Jackie's like, she kicked a hairdresser out of VIP. Wait, you're supposed to do that, right? Does anybody? What world am I in that we let VIP people? That we let hairdressers into VIP?
What a travesty that the hair and makeup people that are so often always in the VIP section with the stars themselves were not allowed in this instance.
Yeah, but I guess Lena would be. I mean, you don't keep Lena out of the VIP.
She opened up her salon.
Lena opened up a salon. All right, Lena, the girl with one color on these claws and another color on these claws. You're keeping Lena out of VIP. Listen, both colored middle fingers go up to you. I'm just saying.
She's like, "You know what? And I did it for free. For free, I just did it." I said, "Come on, no problem. I'll take care of you. I just feel like it's could have been nothing, though. Could have been nothing."
So at least Jen cops to it this time. Because usually Jen's like,
Hey, let me just suddenly bring this hairdresser, pin the tail on this headshot of stupid Danielle.
but this time she's like,
Lena's in our group of friends, and she also does her hair on occasion, so I let her come here to give her side of the story.
Yeah, I just said, "You threat Lena," and how do you have the audacity to do that? I want no part of it, baby. I want no part of it. Jennifer Aiden suddenly wants no part of throwing someone out of a party. Since when? Actually, I'm sorry. That was actually not Jennifer Aiden saying that. Jennifer Aiden was saying that she called up Danielle to be like, or she asked Danielle, what the hell's going on with kicking out Lena? And she does a Danielle impersonation, which goes, "I want no part of it. I want no part of it." And they're like, "Oh my God, Jennifer Aiden's impersonations are sick. They're sick. They're sick. They're sick. They're sick."
So Gia's like, "Oh my God, that impersonation, so spot on. Spot on.
There was a spot, and it was on it.
It was so spot on.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Shout out to Claritin for supporting this episode and providing us with samples.
My family is an allergy family, and one thing I can always count on is that somebody has the Claritin.
Luckily, for those of us who live with symptoms of allergies, we can live Claritin Clear with Claritin D.
Designed for serious allergy sufferers, Claritin D has 2 powerful ingredients in just one pill that relieve your allergy symptoms and decongest your nose so you can breathe better.
This double action combination of prescription strength allergy medicine and the best decongestant available relieves sneezing, a runny nose, itching, and watery eyes, an itchy nose and throat, and sinus congestion and pressure with ease.
I've got 2 nieces with extreme allergies, and the only thing that helps them is Claritin. We've always got it.
Oh yeah, my boyfriend, let me tell you something. When the allergies start up in Los Angeles, it's this is reach for that Claritin. Ready to live life as if you don't have allergies? It's time to live Claritin Clear.
Fast and powerful relief is just a quick trip away. Find Claritin D at the pharmacy counter.
Ask for Claritin at your local pharmacy counter. You don't even need a prescription.
Go to Claritin.com right now for a discount so you can live Claritin Clear. Use as directed. So, Jennifer Aiden's like,
This is a charity event, baby. How could you do that to poor Lena?
and Fester's like,
Oh, well, I know that you invited Danielle today, right? Where's Danielle? Oh, she's in the Dominican. I also invited Margaret, too, because it's a dog party. I didn't want Margaret to hear about it and be offended that I didn't invite her to a dog party.
and Teresa stops traffic. She's like, hold on.
Wait, the Joe Bonino, the guy with the mustache. He brought which dog? Which dog does Joe Bonino bring? Margaret? Wait, The dog or Blink. Margaret or the dog? Huh? Got it.
Yeah.
Did it.
What dog did he bring? Margaret or the other dog?
Margaret or Margaret? No. Dog. What dog does he bring? High five, everyone. How high five was
No one even laughs at that. They just kind of look at her. Jen Fester's like, I'm really trying to be on your side, Teresa.
But they show Jackie's like smile, like
That was actually pretty funny.
Surely on the fifth take, I'll laugh at that one. Surely they'll give her another chance. So, also they're saying Joe Benigno.
yeah. Oh, they're not saying Benino?
No, they all say Joe Benigno. Are we saying it wrong this whole time? Because I
Probably.
say people's name.
We probably are.
Wrong all
We're
the
trying
time.
to be authentic, but we're probably wrong.
So, everyone's speechless that she would say something so horrible, calling Margaret a dog. So, Rachel didn't come because of Teresa. And Fester's like, Rachel and I and Margaret had a thing, and you guys were obviously there at Melissa's party, or obviously not there at Melissa's party. And Jackie's like, well, everything ended well, right? Did you speak to Rachel since then? And she's like, yeah, she felt betrayed. I think like her and Margaret both were taken aback when we hugged at the end of our conversation, which I just can't believe. I can't believe after talking about you for the whole year and calling you a monster and saying I'm terrified of your husband that people would be surprised that I was talking to you at a party.
Well, sometimes I feel like Margaret and Rachel are just a little, like, territorial,
And Gia's like, it doesn't need to be like that, hand flap.
Gia, who is literally only there to say, my mom's right, Louie's right, Louie's such a good person, Louie's correct, everyone just needs to give Louie a chance. Gia's like, why is everybody playing on teams all the time? I'm going into immigration law to get my father off.
I know.
Who is totally, completely misjudged.
Why does everyone care about territories so much? I'm like, you're literally going into immigration law. It's about people being in the wrong territories.
At a dog party. Their dogs are literally pissing all over trees, claiming theirs right now.
Well, that's why, I feel like I wouldn't even bat an eye. I'm like, Teresa, I'm so happy for, like, where we are, it just feels good to, like, stop fighting and give in and just join the cult. And this way I can just be popular.
Yeah, that awe. Teresa's insincere awe about Jackie.
Well, what's that?
It sounded like a game show
I
where
was
they
like to
got
say-
the question wrong. She's like, ah.
Did she have too high of a bid on Price is
So
Right?
funny.
I was like,
So Dolores is like, I must be in the fucking Twilight Zone right now. When did this, what? Did I have a stroke?
up until recently, Jackie wanted Teresa dead more than Bagel wanted to hang out with Schmier.
I've never seen somebody. Well, that's not true. Fly Swatter was extremely angry when Bacon took a toy.
You know what? Doesn't always work out, like the time that sewing machine accidentally ate some chocolate.
So then Jackie's like,
So, how did you leave it off with Rachel? She's like, fine. We were definitely fine. I mean, well, at the end, she says that she wants Louie and John to talk and think, and I think that's going to help. I mean, really, all you need to do is talk to John Fuda. Offer him a credit on something small, Oh, by the way, we've been giving John Fuda shit over his IMDb where he got glamour shots for it. I just saw Bywig Hello Drama. I see everything basically on that account on Twitter. But they posted a picture of a close-up. They're like, please look more closely at these glamour shots that Fuda gave himself. And he's wearing glasses to look really smart. And there's the sticker
Oh no.
that says Armani on the bottom, still on the glasses. Like, girl, were you
Flex.
taking those in the department store and then put the glasses back? Come on.
And if you did, I applaud you.
You cheap ass.
So Dolores is like, well, maybe they can talk at my game, My softball game is this week. I was like, oh God, it's already time for the Maimonides game. So
I don't know that the Maimonides game is really big enough to pin an episode on. Can I just say
I
it?
agree. I was thinking I love the cause, but I don't think it's not like going to the Berkshires to Dorinda's house. It's just
Yeah.
a big baseball game in Staten Island.
Yeah. But it is growing. It was much bigger this year, right?
Yeah, it was up from
At least-
33 to 4,000.
Yeah, they had to like have a section to rope off the fans.
Wow.
Did you
Did
see
they
them
let-
roped off?
I saw Lena in there just trying to get
Lena's like, give me a wristband. Remember the time I opened my shop early for you, Teresa?
They let me go they let me film a scene at the dog party. They let me film. It's like, we don't know her.
Priscilla's getting out of the limo. Like, suck it, Lena. Okay? Suck my dick.
The best part about the Maimonides baseball game is the way the Real Housewives show up, literally acting like they're at the Oscars. Like, and like the crowd reacts like
Teresa really
they
does.
they really act like Nicole Kidman just stepped out of it. She's like, hi, and they're like, oh my God, Nicole Kidman.
Teresa just kind of gets out and kind of ignores them and like does that
Yeah.
with her hair and then kind of looks over there and saying,
You know what's weird? The birds have different calls out here in Ireland, obviously, because it's a whole different continent and it's an island. So all the birds are different. And so, like, our birds are like, caw, 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 and the Irish birds are like, coo.
So there was that one today that sounded like a phone alarm, remember? It was like,
Not to be confused with the walk sound, which is like, pew. It's like a little laser goes off every time it's time to walk across the street.
also the men's sign. So when you're going to the bathroom and you're choosing like men or women, the men stand, they man spread. So they don't stand like in American sign, the man is standing straight legged, but here he stands with a triangle, like his legs are spread. And so it looks like a skirt. And I keep not I walk into the other one because I'm like, oh, that's a skirt.
I saw a men and women sign. I feel like in England, the men and women sign for the bathrooms were like the thing they had to pee. It was like the man had like his leg across his other leg, and the
like,
woman was like her knees were together. It was like they're like, let's raise the stakes for these icons. Okay, we don't want them just to indicate that it's a men and a woman's room.
Yeah.
We want to show what they're really going through at this moment.
It's the desperation toilet.
My mom is.
Dolores is like, this is my third year hosting Maimonides. All right. It's such a beautiful event. And if John and Louie can't put their big boys on and be civil at this charity event, go fuck yourself.
So Teresa's like,
I mean, do you really want them to be having a conversation at a charity event?
and Gia's like, you know what? I also don't need other people going behind through them, okay? Hand flap to that.
And Dolores is like, they should talk alone. Okay. And Gia's like, I agree. Gia, get Gia out of here. Protect Gia, please. Get Gia over to the corner.
Gia's doing the worst ever version of Mystery Science Theater 3000. She's just sitting there just adding commentary, but it's not snarky. It's just agreeing. I agree. I don't agree.
So Gia's like,
I'm telling you, he's a really good guy, Louis. He said so many great things, and then he says some bad things. And I look at him now, and I go like, Louis, like that's not the kind of person you are. You know, it's everybody else who's making you into this.
no, everyone does not make your parental figures terrible people, Gia. They're already terrible people, okay? It bothers me that that's what Gia's still learned from these people, and that's why I don't want Gia here. I want Gia protected. I want Gia on protected land where she's not brainwashed into thinking that the only people at fault in this family are everybody else who are making the adults around her act like fucking criminals.
Yeah. So Jen Fester's like, well, can I tell you something? People are saying hateful, disgusting things to each other and that they wouldn't otherwise be saying. And so much of this, I'm going to say it. I don't want to go back there, but so much of it goes back to you and your brother, Teresa. And, you know, it's like, and they're like, Gia's like, oh no, that's the past. That's the past. No, I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it. But what I'm saying is, it's about Teresa and Joe. Not talking about it, but like, it's that sneeze that came from the sound of the heartbreak between you and your brother. I'm not talking about it.
I'm sorry, my dog Sneeze just got here. All right, can everybody clear the field? Sneeze, grab a bat. You're up. So Aiden's like,
You know what? Can we just stop talking about this? Let's have a cake now, okay? How about we just have cake? We need to make this call. I just can't have any negativity in this party I brought together just to talk about what an asshole Danielle and Margaret are.
Let's not get off message here. Danielle and Margaret are the real problems here, not Teresa and Joe, baby. Now, come on, give some food to Bagel. Pizza Bagel.
So now we go over to Melissa and Joe driving Antonia to college off to
I'm
University of
skipping.
Delaware.
Let me just take a moment to skip this scene because there's a lot of lines in here, and I'm not reading any of them.
Here's what you need to know. Antonia was once a little girl, and now she's 18, just gone off to college. And they brought a lot of stuff, and they made a dorm room. And she's dorming with her childhood best friend, which I think is bullshit, by the way. You should have a new best friend. You should go through the pains and the annoyances of having a terrible college roommate, the ups and downs of that. You have to know what it's like to have a sock on the door. And, but anyway, they don't. So, anyway, Delaware.
Okay, well, that was a lot more than I would have given that. You're a gift giver. You're like a Santa Claus for the Gorgas. So welcome to all those Gorga heads out there. So Danielle and Nate. So Danielle's like,
We're so busy. We got a family calendar. We got all this shit going on. It's not going to be a fashion week. You know what I mean? It's crazy. We got all this clothes. We got so much to do for fashion week. It's like fucking crazy out there. We're going to make fashion week fun. Fuck my dad, though.
Let's not overlook their confusion over cleats, by the way, because Nate walks in, he's like, hey, guess what? Or she goes, he walks in the kitchen, she goes, hey, guess what came? He goes, I was just about to say the same thing. She's like, what? He's like, no, I literally got a box.
I was going to say, how do you come right now already? Well,
So he opens up the box, he goes,
that was really funny.
he opens up this box, he goes, my cleats just arrived. And he pulls out these shoes that are sneakers, they have flat bottoms. And she goes, those aren't cleats. He goes, yeah, they are. I'm like, are you going to do a cleats gaslighting on Danielle? Those were not cleats, sir. We all saw. There were no little bumps. There's nothing to grab into the dirt.
Gaslighting.
I thought our marriage was okay until I didn't understand what cleats are. Now I'm starting to wonder, am I losing my mind? How can I even present in New York Fashion Week if I don't even understand what cleats are?
So she's talking about Fashion Week, which is, I'm still horrified that she's
Jumped
invited.
the shark. Let's just say it right now. Jumped the shark because Danielle.
Is it spelled WEAK? Is it an event for the Fashion Week? But like a helping thing? Is someone like, we'd like to invite you to Fashion Week, where we bring people who know how to dress to give you advice.
I just want to know who's playing this prank on Danielle because she's going to show up in like basically a warehouse somewhere in like Montclair, New Jersey and be like, I'm here. Where's Anna Wintour? Like, oh yeah, just walk inside the warehouse, Danielle.
Oh, I'm sorry. This ticket's for Fashion Tweak, okay? There are 3 gay people down there to explain different acid washes to you on jeans.
Oh, this is for Faction Week. Yeah, you're going to learn what gang you're going to be part of.
This is Fraction Week.
Oh, math.
We're going to tell you how to break down a dollar, okay?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I just don't believe that she's in Fashion Week. I just refuse to accept it.
No, there's no way.
There's no way.
So she's like,
Yeah, and I gotta have custom music because, you know, like fashion shows, everyone's like, yeah, they're like so serious. Ooh, everyone's got so serious face, but you know, these are kids that are walking the runway, so we gotta do something special. So yeah, you know me, just thinking about the kids.
so how's your mom?
Fuck everyone in my family. I hope they all die.
No. She booked the cruise. I was like, so no family? No. You know what? Nate's father unfortunately passed away, and his mom lives in Massachusetts where they don't have cars, and she doesn't like to travel. And my mom booked the cruise. And, you know, obviously my brother and my dad won't be there because we're not speaking, so no family.
Yeah. And she's like,
Yeah, you know, when I say I want my family to support me in my brain, it's like a family who loves me, and I just don't got that. I don't got it, mate. I don't got that.
please stop talking about how you're erasing your elderly, sweet father who cries every 5 minutes out of your life. I can't take it, Danielle. Be the bigger person, okay? And she talks about how she says they're not mutually communicating, meaning she's not speaking to him, but he keeps reaching out, probably leaving 10-minute voicemails sobbing on the phone, you know? And she won't talk to him because he won't disown the brother for her. She's a little shithead.
Yeah.
And in the next couple of years, if he has health problems or passes away, she's going to be sobbing about how sad she is that she lost her father and blah, blah, blah without fixing anything. Go fix it. Go fucking fix it.
And she says, he can apologize to me left and right, but I will always look at him as someone who let me down. It's your parents.
And I'll always look at you as someone who treated their elderly father who only tried to love both of his children like shit. So fuck you. Okay?
This is someone who's lived such a blessed life that she's never been let down by a parent ever. Are you kidding me? I mean, I have actually been rarely let down by my parents. But the point is this. Like, she's lived this many years without being let down. You're so lucky. You were so lucky to not be let down. Also, to be honest, I don't believe this is real. I believe that she's not talking to her father, but I also believe that she came up with an excuse not to talk with her father solely so she could have the storyline, solely so that way she could have a scene later in the season where she hiccups and cries, goes, Dad, I just missed you so much. I just felt let down. And then they could hug and they could have a nice moment on camera.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think
she's just trying to do the Gorga storyline, you know, but I do believe she's not speaking to her brother or anything.
I believe that, but being the father, though, like, it's so tenuous. It's like the dad stood up too much for the brother. Like, I think she was looking for a reason to not talk to her father so that way she could have this all season as her storyline.
Yeah, I just think she's an asshole. I mean, especially on Jersey, this whole show is about family, 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 family. And now you're going to, like, be mean to your elderly father who didn't do shit to you because your brother got mad that you talked shit about his wife on the TikTok, girl.
But she talks like she has perspective. That's what bothers me. When she talks about Teresa and Joe, she goes, take it from me. I'm not talking to my brother and what I would do to talk to him. I'll even send him a gift at the reunion, you know? And then next thing we find out, she's not even talking to her father anymore.
Gross. It's a gross storyline. So then we go to Dolores and Paulie. Now everybody's getting ready. It's a getting ready scene. And so Dolores is like, this is American baseball, Paulie. I know you're not I know you're not familiar with it, but listen, you're not familiar with sausage either. And that doesn't stop you from looking like one in acid wash pants. Why do I keep saying acid wash today? I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were just calling our dog. Hey, acid wash, get in here.
I'm sorry. Acid wash's leg is broken. Fly swatter threw it down the stairs.
Hey, Paulie, this is a mitt. Are we talking about a dog or the glove that you have? The glove. Hey, when was the last time you held a bat? Oh, it's about 25 years ago. Were you playing baseball? Not at all. It was actually a musical instrument from where I come from.
So then it's a furry little bird that sees with its ears. So then the Aiden house, Bill comes in and he's like, hello. I really wish that Jen had her hair done so that we could have done the scene with Bill sitting on the couch that's in the front of their bed.
I know.
I need Bill back on where he's the most comfortable.
Yeah.
On the bed front couch. With his arm back.
Hey, Bill, I'm going to be doing my hair in a braid, so I'm all ready to bat.
Well, I certainly hope I make it to third base, or maybe even a home run with Joe Gorga. You know, teammates.
So then Teresa and Louie are talking about, oh my God, we got a kid that went to college. Oh my God, am I crying? Am I crying? Then we go to the Fudas, and they're getting ready too. Being boring. Okay, so then Marge and Joe are talking about how it's the third year in a row, and Marge is like, I couldn't even play because my arm was broken last year, and this year my heart is broken. I cannot believe I didn't get Jackie's book.
I know.
What am I supposed to just guess what an eating disorder is now? Like, how am I ever going to recover from this?
I cannot believe that I did not get a free copy of Jackie's book. The first person to ever say that in America. Perhaps the last one. So now we're back to Dolores and Paulie's house, and she just calls up the guy from Maimonides who says, like, guess what? Maimonides has sold 4,000 tickets. That's amazing. Up from what? From 33. That's amazing. It's amazing. It is amazing.
It's stunning. But you know what? Here's the thing, Paulie. I'm having this baseball game. Is it for kids with cancer? Sure. But, you know, I don't know if it's right to be throwing all of my friends into a pressure cooker. Why are you feeding them all to pressure cooker? Pressure cooker's about 5 pounds. Not the dog, Paulie. An actual pressure cooker.
Oh, that makes me feel much better.
We really do need to stop feeding pressure cooker less.
between pressure cooker and Instapot, it's hard to know which dog they're talking about. So now back in the Aiden household. Oh, I'm so excited you're gonna be there, Bill. He's like, I'm excited. I'll be there too. I'll be coming on in. Well, you know what? Mark was going to be there with Joe. He's like, ooh, right, little Joey B. Yes, and what you know, her and I are in a good place right now. Yes.
So then the Gorgas, they're like, oh my God, are we going to talk to Bill Aiden? Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
And then we see a flashback where Gorga invited Tony the Turk to the party. And Bill was like, I really think the girls should work it out and the boys should work it out in our own way. See you at the urinals, halftime.
Hashtag backhouse. So then Melissa is like, you know, the fact that Jen went and told that rumor to Danielle, and then we see a flashback to where we are, Ireland, about like, you know, the rumors, like, I don't know if you heard this, but Margaret's friend Joey told Margaret that Melissa was getting into a limo with a guy who wasn't Joe Gorga, it was another guy, and I don't know, I never heard such a thing in my life. Don't you want to tell everyone, Danielle?
That was so ham-handed. They're like, Jen, you already told me that information off camera, and I told you I didn't care and that Joe knows I'm not cheating on him. Why did you bring it up on camera?
Because, that was the narrative that was going on at the time.
I know.
You brought up, you fucking amateur. She's the most entertaining amateur on TV.
I know, she
I
really
fucking
is.
love her.
It's like, Jennifer, it's very clear. Melissa already knew this. Why were you being so messy? Huh? Biscuit! The winner's Biscuit!
Mommy! Olivia just comes in with a golden, Oscar. Okay, so Teresa and Louie, back to Teresa and Louie. And Teresa's like,
The other day, I went to Jen Dog's Biscuit's first birthday party, all right?
What a sentence. What a sentence.
And here's what I said.
Oh, dog party, okay. And Teresa goes,
Yeah, Jen Passler ended on telling us that Buddha wanna talk to you.
oh, well, you know what? If he wants to have a conversation, it should be 10 seconds. Because listen, he can say, this happened, and I'm sorry it's over. And if he takes any further than that, then I don't really start fights, but I will definitely finish one in Nona's pajamas.
So now we go to the soft. Now this is where all the fans are outside the Maimonides
Like,
baseball game screaming, and people start arriving, and the shots of all the stars arriving. So Marge hugs Danielle. She's like, "Have the Dominican," and they're making small talk, And Marge is like, "Oh, so you missed the puppy party, huh?" And Danielle's like,
Oh, you went?
She goes, "No, I didn't go. She did though." This is where she's like, "This one."
She points at Jackie, but she hides it with her hand. This one went. This one went to the puppy party. Traitor Benedict Arnold. So Danielle's like,
Oh yeah. I mean, by the way, Jackie, who invited you to Jen's puppy party?
and Jackie's like,
I'm friends with Jen. I've been friends with Jen. And you, ma'am, I know Jen.
I love Jen. What are we even talking about here? I've always been friends with Jen. Jen and I have been close. We're sisters. We're basically sisters. The only person I'm not friends with is with you.
And then Danielle just nods. She's like, because she hates her. She's not going to make any attempt to make up with her. And Jackie's trying to do the whole like, why aren't we friends? Why wouldn't you invite me? And Danielle's just nodding like,
Fashion week. Fashion week.
yeah. And Danielle is like, in her confessional, she's like, hello, Jennifer didn't even tell me that Melissa knew about the cheating rumor, and now she's friends with Jackie all of a sudden. And then Jackie's like, yeah, Jen and I have been friends since 2018. We've always gotten along quite well, especially when I've written articles about her in the past.
So Jen, she's like, so did I not tell you that she was coming? And Danielle's like,
No, and that's the recurring thing I think. If you not telling me things, you know what I mean? That's crazy. That's not crazy. I don't know that. Does my brother know? Did you tell my brother? You want to fucking talk to my brother before you talk to me? Are you sure about that, bitch?
So Marge, she's like, you know what, you and Danielle weren't close, and you weren't getting along, and you can't take such personal offense, okay? Rachel Fuda, right? Is she talking to Rachel? Who's she saying that to? Who's she saying that
where
to?
is it?
Down here. I just got lost, so I just went to that line.
Oh, she's she's saying you can't take personal offense, Danielle.
Oh yeah, she's saying
yeah.
She's saying
To Jackie. She's saying you and Danielle weren't even close. You can't get mad that she's not inviting you to a party. And Jackie's like, you know what? You know what I'm getting here? You don't really take my side in anything, is what I'm getting. She's like, oh, you know what? My whole life, my entire life, I've taken your side. Okay.
When I was born, I literally popped out of the womb and said, "How's Jackie doing? Is she okay? Can we get a bottle of water?"
I was a secretary in the 80s. I didn't even know you yet. The phone rang and I said, hello, is Jackie okay? Before I even take this call, is Jackie okay?
I remember learning my ABCs, and I was like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. How is Jackie doing right now? How far the alphabet is Jackie? How about this? I'm at H, I, J, K. Okay, how about this? Give her my K. All right. I just want to help her along through the alphabet.
Three's Company. You know, there was Chrissy, there was Janet, and there was Jack. And I always said, God, I love Jackie. I love Jackie. Jackie's my favorite.
I always, my whole life, I've taken your side. And Jackie's like,
No, you've making a lot of excuses for why it's okay for someone to make me the only person on cut out, and that's fine if that's how you really feel.
Really? I came out, I didn't even ask for milk. I asked for Jackie. That was my first word. It wasn't even mama. It was Jackie. Okay. So like, you're making a lot of excuses and for why it's okay for somebody to make me the only person who is cut out. But fine, if that's how you were cut out because you said that Danielle was tacky and gross and had stupid, ugly, poor people clothes.
yeah.
You weren't wrong. You weren't kicked out for being wrong. You were kicked out for being rude. That's kind of your own fault. But I get what you're saying. Margaret's over here like falling all over herself. Like, I cannot believe people aren't sticking up for me. But then the second it's turned, she's like, you shouldn't be mad. Nobody likes you. Don't be upset.
You know, this is the way I feel. I mean, by the way, Jackie, what have you ever done for me? Okay, what have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. And Jackie's like, are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding. Okay, by the way, it was the anniversary of Jan's death. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize. I know you didn't, okay, because you didn't even call me all week. Not all week, Jackie, okay? And she's like, oh, but did you post about it on social media? No, I didn't. But you know what? Jen Fessler and everybody knows because they call. And Dolores checked on me and called me 3 times. To be fair, when Dolores called, she said, sorry. When I picked up the phone, I meant to pick up my dog phone, and instead I picked up the actual phone. But that's irregardless of what's going on. Okay, Jackie, the point is you didn't call me about Jan.
Yeah, when Dolores called, I said, are you calling me because Jan died? And she asked, Fan died? And then started whistling around the house for the dog Fan.
It's terrible. She also had a lot of confusion because she has a dog named Fen Fen. So between Fan and Fen Fen, there's a lot of stuff going on. But enough about her.
So she's like, yeah, well, you don't even give me the time of day anymore. I don't know why I would be calling you. Jackie, how many times have I asked you for your book? How many times in my life? Okay, when I was graduating from high school and they handed me a diploma, I said, I don't want the diploma. I want Jackie's book. Has she written it yet? Is it out yet? I want it.
Literally every single time I go to Starbucks, they say, what's your name? I said, doesn't matter what my name is. I want Jackie's book. And they write that on a coffee cup every single day. And you don't even give me a book when those poor people are writing that. That's a very long name to write.
And Dolores is in the background like, oh my God, this is getting bad at Maimonides.
So Jackie's like, I don't even give out books. My mother hasn't even read a book. My mom hasn't read the book.
Oh, really? You gave it to Jen Fessler in December. She goes, okay, well, that was 6 months ago. Oh, yeah. Well, you sent it to Melissa. You know what, Melissa? It would be more useful to send her, I don't know, a ruler. Like,
why are we giving Melissa my dog? So Margaret's like,
I never liked that dog.
Margaret's like, I championed you for that book. I championed you. And it's like, what are you talking about? You saying that that I got a book deal because of you? No, but I'm saying I'm the first one who knew about your book. And let me tell you something. When I was suckling at my mother's teeth, I said, Mommy, this is too much milk. So while I'm sitting here, I want you to know something. Jackie should write a book. Okay, give me that breast again. I want more milk.
Well, you know what? I've asked you about your book. I've asked you about your book. You didn't give me your book. It shouldn't be that surprising. It should not be that surprising to me. She's like, nobody's read my book. Margaret, don't get in too deep. You're going too deep, Margaret. Like, you know what? I can talk about my mother, but you can't. When did I say anything about your mother? Okay? I said your mother had the opportunity to read a terrible book before I did.
All I said is your mother never advocated for you the way I advocated for you, the way I championed your book. And your mother did nothing. That's all I said. You gave her a makeover and she got back her frizzy hair. That's all I said.
Your mother gave birth to you. I was there. She said, can I have a drink? I said, are you going to ask about Jackie? Because that's what I care about right now. Where's Jackie? What is she thinking? What is she writing?
Well, the publisher sends it to people who asked me to do press with them. I can't do this with you right now. I can't do this with you, Margaret.
Yeah, I can't do this with you either.
Okay, but you're not even listening.
I can't deal with you right now. I'm very hurt.
I am, by the way, America, what I'm slowly realizing is that for a very long time, I've been letting Margaret feel like she was here and I was under her. But like that, like I was part of her entourage or something, which, even though I was technically a friend of, I wasn't part of an entourage.
So she's like, you know what? Just be what you want to be to everybody else. She's like, I do not need to give you a buck, Margaret. How about being my friend? I'm not, you know what? I'm not doing this.
Then don't do it, Margaret. You keep saying don't do it, then don't do it. You keep saying I can't, then don't do it. Don't say I can't, then do it. Blah, 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 blah.
And then so they just kind of break up and they're super pissed at each other now. So Jen sees this and she's loving it. She's like,
Oh my God. Oh, ow.
Oh, no, baby, be careful. Don't hit your head on the hoodie so the paintings are in the hotel room, baby.
Thank God that's screwed into the wall. That could have been ugly.
That was an exclusive for Crappers on Demand's watchers. Seeing Ronnie get soldiers Jennifer ate and he banged his head against the painting in the room, baby. He's like watching someone kick a fox on a block. So Jennifer's like, oh my God, Jackie and Margaret going to town like this? Give me the popcorn, baby.
so then everyone's like, oh my God, they're fighting. And Marge's like, I never thought this would happen. And Jackie's saying, you threw a lot of mean things at me there. And she's like, oh my God, it's a popcorn, baby. So then Marge keeps going. She's like, Jackie, have I ever met someone as self-centered as you? I'm actually shocked at your behavior. I am absolutely shocked.
Okay, Margaret, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. Disgrace. Oh, I'm a disgrace. Oh, yeah. All right. That was my... Get a little of this. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. All right. Bye.
So then Louis and Teresa get the star treatment when they arrive. People are having to be held back at the barricade to try not to get to Louis. And it's like,
Oh, wow. Wow. Blink, 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 blink.
so they go in and everybody's saying hello. The Gorgas come. And now Melissa and Tiffany are talking. And Tiffany's like,
See, I thought it was going to be humid, so I put deodorant on my hairline. That's what we did when I was a teenager. We thought it was humid, so it was going to sweat, so we put deodorant on our hairline.
Yeah, when I danced for the Jets, we put deodorant in our hair. Like, you know, I've known there's been a lot of dysfunction on the New York Jets for a while, but like now finding out they're putting deodorant on their hairlines, it really brings it to a new level. Also, this show really is a pioneer in terms of unorthodox facial treatments. Between Caroline Manzo shaving her forehead and this girl putting deodorant like at her widow's peak, it's just a lot.
yeah. So, and whatever's been going on with Teresa on that forehead for years, God knows what's been going on.
Teresa trying to put deodorant on her forehead. She's going to wind up with a little white mustache.
I used to put deodorant on my armpits, but I would somehow hit my forehead with it. Anyway.
Like so low, it's just there. She's like,
Got it.
So now it's like baseball time, and hi everyone, it's Maimonides. So what Laura says she's doing this really actually on top of everything else. She's doing this for Gertie, because Gertie at the time of this was battling breast cancer. So very lovely that she did that. We love Gertie. We love Gertie's journey, etc.
so basically they play football, right? Okay. So then let's see. Rachel is what's happening? Louis goes up to bat. I'm just reading through all the baseball notes. So Teresa comes up to Jackie and Jen Fessler and Jen Aiden. So it's like their team. So Jen Aiden's like, oh my God, what was that fight with Margaret about? And they were going at it, her and Margaret. And Jackie's like, no. It's not like a real fight. It's just like, you know, a book fight. You know, she wanted to read my book. You have a book? Yeah. Gross. Who would do that, baby?
What a strange concept.
Are you going to throw it at somebody?
No.
Throw a book at somebody?
No.
Then why you got one?
She's talking about me. That's not right. Look at her. She's talking about. I can't believe that she's actually talking about me. Am I talking about her? Sure. But is she talking about me? Yes. That's unacceptable.
So Marge is just really not handling any of this well, and she's looking extremely out of control. So she marches up to Jen Fessler, and Fessler's like, "Hello, baby," and she's like, "What's going on? Listen, I have to be honest. I'm very hurt by who you want to associate yourself with. It's not fair, and it's not right."
It's not fair, but it's not right. I'm gonna make it through this Maimonides game anyway. Okay, I'll have to work on it. That was supposed to be for you, Joan, but it just didn't work out very well. It was not a good spoof of Whitney Houston. I apologize. New Jersey's own Whitney Houston. Okay, anyway, going on.
Honey, if people are nice to me, I'm going to be nice back. I just don't have the mechanism to look for trouble.
And Marge is like, "All right, but this is the whole thing. I don't threaten people's families. They threaten people's families, and that's just not fair."
And she's like, well, because of you two, I get where you guys stand. I get that.
She goes, "I just can't connect with people who ever do things like that. No, you're being with her. It's not right. It's not fair." Who brought you something?
Dominique left his key in the room, so I just have to
for
give it to
Christ's
him.
sake.
For Christ's sake, I'm sorry, everyone. It was an invisible Dominique cameo on the podcast. So the baseball game continues. Hot dogs are racing. Joe Gorga goes over to Bill, and he's like, "Hey, there he is, Billy." He's like, "Oh, wow. Listen, right now my job is to take you down. If there's one thing I can do is go down. So get over here, big man. Put those arms around me. I'm going to tackle you to show what sort of man I am to my wife by bracing a man and putting his muscles against my body and feeling them writhe in my arms."
Yeah, so he's like wrestling with him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I have to be mean to you if I'm going to be a real man. You like that? A little finger up the bunghole? Take that, you bad boy."
Joe Gorga, you're really in the doghouse, which means I guess you're going to have to take it doggy style, if you know what I'm saying.
So then Jen sees this, and she's really pissed off that Bill's horsing around with Joe Gorga, because everything in this episode is people being mad that people are talking to people. That's every single person is mad that somebody is talking to the other person. So then Danielle, or not Danielle, who cares? Frank, yeah, I'm going to fast forward through all this small
Just more like little like junk happening. And
so, yeah, Melissa's like, "So were you talking to Bill?" And Joe's like, "Yeah, I talked to Bill." And she's like, "Was it a happy talk?" He's like, "It was a happy talk. I mean, I'm walking a little funny now. I ain't going to lie."
So she's like, "Okay." So Jen's standing with Bill, and Melissa just marches on up. She goes, "Hi." He's like, "Ooh, hello, devil."
But she's mad at Bill. She's like,
I can't believe you're hugging Joe Gorga. It gives the impression that you don't support me, Bill.
he's like, "I do support you. And I supported Gorga. I mean, I was part of his spine for a moment there."
So Melissa walks up. "Hello, speak of the devil." She's like, "Am I the devil?" No, you're not. It's like, "Look, okay, I'm coming over here because, like, all right, well, I know you have a certain amount of loyalty to certain people, blah, blah, blah. You're getting into more scenes than I am. I got to recruit people to my side. Let's see, what can we do to make a deal here? What can I do to get you into the Melissa Gorga car tonight?"
So she's basically like, "Listen, you and I should be able to be friends even if you're friends with Teresa." And Jen's like, "Oh my God." She's like literally wringing her fingers like, "Oh my God, I'm going to get killed for this. Is Teresa around, baby? Am I going to get caught talking to somebody I'm not supposed to be talking to when I'm already mad at somebody for talking who is not supposed to while I'm accusing somebody else of talking to somebody they're not supposed to be talking to? Oh my God, it's so confusing."
Biscuit wins. Biscuit wins. I can't.
Biscuit's like,
Sorry, but I'm an award winner now.
"I don't have time for you."
So basically, Melissa and Jen agree that they're going to meet up and they're going to talk things out and they're going to figure out what's going to go.
And so, we haven't seen this 5 million times. It's a typical Housewives thing. "Let's meet at a lunch. And everything's going to be okay for about 10 minutes. So now Bill is like, "Oh, go Joe, get a fucking hit, Joe. Hey, that's your brother-in-law. Do you call him brother-in-law now or no, Louie?" And Louie's like,
I don't really want to talk about him, all right?
Yeah. And in the end, Dolores raised over $200,000 for Maimonides. And that made my year.
and that was it.
That was it. That was it.
That was basically it. I mean, listen, that was a bigger charity give than Biscuit being told She was the best dressed. Yeah. Lame ass little dog.
Dingbat.
Little cheater biscuit.
Cheetah biscuit.
And that brings us to the end of
That's the end.
Real Housewives of New Jersey, everybody. We sure love you. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back tomorrow with a little below dick. All right.
We sure will be, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Hitchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth. Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
We forever love Ava.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. Ring that bell for Rachel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
Yes, cool.
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
I'm Elena, an autopsy technician.
And I'm Ash, a hairstylist.
And we just love swapping stories about all of the morbid things that fascinate us.
And if you do too, join us on our podcast, Morbid. It's a safe space to let your weirdo flag fly.
On Morbid, we cover dark historical events, sinister science, unnerving paranormal events, and sordid high society murders.
We also dive deep into the most notorious crimes in history.
Our podcast is grounded in rigorous and painstaking research. We're also not afraid to read a
Yeah. We keep it weird because a dash of snark is necessary to get through grotesque true tales of demented minds.
So follow Morbid on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Morbid early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.